I just wanted to share with you tonight about the power of prayer. I also still have a praying mother, thank God. And she prayed for me for 17 years before I finally came to the Lord, which was almost to the day 6 years ago on a Friday night in this church. A friend of mine, I was going through something, and I felt led to seek out Christian guidance, and we were talking for hours, and at one point during the conversation, I heard this voice say, well, why don't you cancel your plans tonight and go with her to church? And then she said, well, why don't you cancel your plans and come with me to church? So I said, okay, God, I get it. And I came, and the choir did Whose Report Will You Believe? And it was just a light bulb that just went off for me. And I came to the altar that night broken, and I've been coming ever since. I started going to the New Believers class, and then I got to the point of, after receiving for a few years, of, well, I really need to join a ministry. And so I thought, well, the choir. And I asked my mom, because I had a problem with my leg where I couldn't stand for more than 15 minutes. And I asked her, I said, should I pray that God will heal me and then I can join the choir? And she said, no, join the choir and trust that God will heal you. So I joined the choir, and then a month later at my job, they started a weight loss challenge. I was 80 pounds overweight. I've lost 80 pounds. And through this program that my job offered for free, and it was a challenge, so I got paid because I won. And and also, with being saved, as I'm sure you're all familiar with, there's just this burden on our hearts for our loved ones that aren't saved. And so I've been praying for my father, I've been praying for my uncle, who I had been estranged from. And when my grandmother was very ill, she did pass away, but I know she's with the Lord. But my uncle has had severe problems with drugs, and I tried writing him a letter to get in contact with him. I invited him to church through the letter. The letter never got returned to me, so I'm fairly certain that it did reach his residence, but he never got in touch with me. And yesterday morning, I was watching the news, or I put it on to watch the weather, and I was just going to turn the TV straight off, but for some reason I left it on. And then there he was, sitting in a soup kitchen, eating in a soup kitchen, and they interviewed him, so I know it's him. And I have the name of the soup kitchen. I'm going to call tomorrow and go there somehow. I don't know where exactly it is, but I'm going to go. I don't know the next step, but God does. And I just want to encourage you to keep praying for your family members. My mom prayed for me for 17 years. I'm standing here because of her. And I know my uncle is promised to me. Your family members are promised to you. Keep praying for them. God is faithful.